And a happy Friday evening to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, or whatever day it is you may be watching, because chances are it's not a Friday evening. But if it is, fantastic. If not, well, that sucks. And you know what doesn't suck? The song we're going to be talking about right now. Some of you may or may not know, I'm a big fan of the Conjuration, the brainchild, product, absolute mindfuck of my favorite psycho, Corey Jason. A fellow from Danville, Virginia, which is quite possibly the most boring, shitty, and just all-around fucking awful towns in the United States of America. And it must really suck there, because this music that he produces under the Conjuration is very, very insane. You may remember about a year ago I talked about his second album, which was Surreal, and I gave it glowing praise and said it was fantastic. And I've become very good personal friends with him since then. He's a fucking asshole, but I love him. So finally now we have a new song from his project, The Conjuration, from the new album, The Silent Opera, and this song is entitled Godless. And what else is it about but fucking terrorism? And of course it's not saying it's good, it's saying fuck terrorism, because Corey's not a fucking moron. This song perfectly encapsulates the frustration and rage and anger that the senseless violence of it all brings with it. The idea that everyone is killing in the name of their own God, who's practically the same damn thing anyways, and the senselessness of the fact that we are killing about things that take place after death that may not even be real. It helps put the frustration of many and the rage and anguish behind the senseless loss of human life into a song. Of course, it's not all feelsy and sad. It is pure rage and aggression. I've said before that The Conjuration could be best described as just schizophrenia in music, and that's still not far off from the truth, though Corey himself would just say that it's him writing what he hears in his head down into music, which, hey, he hears good stuff in his head and I'm not complaining, because The Conjuration, for those of you who don't know, who haven't seen my previous videos, it's an avant-garde, I don't give a fuck about you, your friends, your pets, or anything about you metal project. Basically, there is no rhyme or reason to the music. There is to a degree, but it's more like I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want in the style. Because in some moments it could be incredibly intense, and then in other moments it's very laid back, but still with the threat looming of something heavy in the background. Vocal deliveries are fantastic all the way through, with great screams, low growls, and even featured here at the more prominent is a more yelled style, perhaps. I'm not sure what the technical term for that is, but it plays itself really well, sort of like a punky yelling kind of thing. And it works because it's a fucking angry song. And the pacing throughout these songs is very good. It takes different elements from different genres that you are most likely familiar with and really just throws them all into a blender. You may be familiar with this sort of style with everyone's favorite, rest in peace, avant-garde metal project, Unexpect. Wow, that was rude. My mom just threw something down here and opened up the door when she knew I was recording down here. I go down here so that I can escape all that, and she still interrupts me. Classy. But anyways, rest in peace, Unexpect. And Corey was highly inspired by the likes of Unexpect, and you can tell because it shows. It's not quite as crazy, but there's definitely a lot of that going on. As well as you can sort of feel some influences of some early Slipknot before they went sold out and became far more normal. There's the crazy, chaotic changes and movements, but there's so many influences going on here that it's really hard to describe. He's also a big fan of Adian Lucassen and Arion, which, you know, that brings with it a whole territory, because anyone who knows Arion's music knows that it is beautiful and encompasses so many styles and genres. And this is if the Arion project was done on bath salts. This is fucked up, this is angry, this is dark, this is twisted, and it's nightmarish, and it's really great. And the best part is, it never gets old to listen to, because every time that you do give it a listen, you hear something new and interesting. And I found that with Godless. I gave it 5 or 6 listens before coming here to do a review. At the same time, there's so many moments that I'd like to point out to you that are so good, but the best I can say is, hey, listen to it for yourself. It's linked down there in the description. It's just fucking crazy. And to be honest, I really like that, because for a long time I've been looking for a project that effectively encapsulates the feeling of rage, anger, terror, loneliness, fear, with perhaps some moments of relented feelings of that. Never really a happiness, but not always constantly pounding away. And that's why I like some projects like Maudlin of the Well and KO. Because they know when to be heavy and relentless, but also when to be beautiful and majestic. Now, I would never describe the Conjuration as majestic or beautiful, but there are some slower moments that help set in an unease, but also release on the tension, allow you to dwell within a new soundscape before it is crushed by the heaviness. Also, what I forgot to mention, the Conjuration is a one-man project, so the vocals, the drums, the guitars, the bass, whatever the fuck else, and all the crazy weird sound effects and keys, that is all done by him, and it sounds like fucking shit. Nah, just kidding. It sounds really great, especially considering it's just one dude going and fucking playing his heart out because music is his passion, and just like many of us, it's the only thing that keeps him sane, because we live in a fucked up and crazy world, and the Conjuration and his work with it almost provides a mirror to that. It exposes the dark things that we may not want to see or acknowledge, but it's like, here, look at how fucked up this stuff is, and it really does well. Also, I've spoke with him, he worked to make the production sound punchier and more clear, while at the same time not being overly loud, everything to max and shredding your ears. And if you compare the production and the mastering to the way Surreal sounded, there's a definite change, and it works really well. I like the different change-ups in the music, and if you like things to not be staying the same and constantly keeping you guessing, The Conjuration is definitely a project to check out. And why not just check out Godless right now? It's really awesome. And it's kind of funny as I'm talking about this, I think about Corey just doing all of this in his place or whatever, and it reminds me of, I'm going to butcher the name, but Yari from, Yari Menapa or whatever the fuck, how you say his last name, from Winter Sun, who, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, made that whole bitchy post because Nuclear Blast wouldn't let him crowdfund the new Winter Sun album, and he wanted to have this insane, cozy, pushy, posh studio and have all this professional stuff that a lot of people don't even have. And I mean, I stopped following it after it got really stupid. I think he should be able to crowdfund if he wants, but I think he was acting an idiot, thinking he was some god to music, and being like, oh, I need this, I need that. Because Corey's music with The Conjuration can show that you can not have all these amazing accoutrements and wonderful accompaniments and still make some quality fucking metal. And that's what we're all here for, isn't it? We don't need this to be run through a multi-thousand billion bajillion dollar studio. We just need something that is real and has passion and isn't gonna sound like meat growing through a potato grinder. Though if you're into that, that's cool too. There's a lot of styles on show here. There's black, there's death, there's thrash. There's just so many things and so many different moments. There's some almost video gamey feeling moments. There's just so much and so many things happening and so many influences. It's pretty crazy. It's not for everyone, but I highly suggest giving it a listen and trying it out, because there might be something you like. I think it would be, because I like it. I like the fact that there's great moments, because in The Conjuration, Corey's mastered the art of a build and release, and knowing when to lay it on and when not to, and to give the intense moments and the light moments, the whole Beauty and the Beast kind of aspect that Neil Blavaskaris so wonderfully mastered. This is evoked here, and to a lesser extent, of course, but also the variation of sounds is what makes it ever interesting, and never do you ever get tired with one specific sound, because chances are it's going to change very soon, and that's why I love Corey's work with The Conjuration. You should definitely check out Godless and any of his other works from his first album. I can't remember what it was called. And also Surreal. So definitely do that. It's free download. It's on Bandcamp. This one's on SoundCloud. Godless is on SoundCloud. And it's just as fantastic as all of his other works. And it's a pleasure to listen to. And I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. Well, that's all I got for today. My name is Kenshin, and I'm peacing the fuck out. I'll see you guys later.